Subscribe to Being Women magazine and click on the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos.
வணக்கம் and welcome to Being Women's Young Entrepreneur Series. இன்னைக்கு நம்மளோட ஷோவில் ஒரு வெரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் விமன் ஆண்டர்பிரினரை மீட் பண்ண போகிறோம். ஒரு இங்கிலீஷில் சேயிங் உண்டு, பி போல்ட் enough to design your life அப்படின்னு. Especially being a woman, you need to be extra bold to make a life that you dream of. அப்படிப்பட்ட வாழ்க்கையை தனக்கு டிசைன் பண்ணியிருக்கிறவங்க Mrs. Zara. Welcome Mrs. Zara. We're very very happy to have you here on our show today.
Thank you. I'm privileged to be a part of this.
Lovely. So, நம்மளோட வியூவர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து இன்னைக்கு ஒரு வெரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் இன்ஸ்பைரிங் ஸ்டோரி இருக்கு மிஸ்ஸஸ் ஜாராவோட லைஃப் ஜேர்னி பற்றி கேட்டா. ஸோ கிவ் அஸ் அ ஸ்மால் இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் அபவுட் யோர் செல்ஃப் அண்ட் யூவ் கிரியேட்டட் அ செயின் கால்ட் த குலாம்ஸ் பிரியாணி. ஸோ அதை பற்றியும் அதோட உங்களோட அசோசியேஷன் பற்றியும் கேன் யூ டெல் த வியூவர்ஸ்?
Yeah. So, basically I did my engineering in electronics and communication. அதுக்கப்புறம் which I actually didn't want to do, but I always wanted to do fashion designing and then build a brand, and again I wanted to be an entrepreneur, like create my own brand globally. That was my plan initially, but then as usual Indian parents, and my father is from a business background.
Oh, lovely.
And my mom is a doctor. As usual Indian parents என்ன சொல்வாங்க, doctor or engineer, professional course, no arts and stuff. If at all you want to do, you can do it later on in your life or some short course or something.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up taking engineering. But then first year of engineering I didn't like it very much, but then in second year I was like, okay, எடுத்துட்டோம், we have to excel whatever it is. We can't like really waste our time, right? So then I passed out with 89% of this thing in electronics and communication, and learned a bit of techie. And from there I wanted to now I can't change my path to all of a sudden to a fashion designing, right? So appadi paakumbodhu maybe I can do a short course of fashion designing, but then my idea and my plan was always to start a business and to be an entrepreneur of my own. Lovely. And to create my own identity. I don't want to take my father's business, or I don't want to go and do a I don't want a business which my father does it for me or something. I want to make everything on my own and create my own identity. So I was looking for a course which will mold me into a better person, a very good entrepreneur. So I found this course called MBA, International Business. I didn't want to do a MBA, Masters of Business, just in HR or financial side, or just marketing and stuff. I wanted to know how the business works internationally.
Lovely.
For example, McDonald's or Starbucks. McDonald's doesn't operate the same way it operates in India, in UK
another country,
or America and stuff. So I wanted to learn how a same business works in different countries, internationally. That's the main reason I ended up taking international business, and I did my learning in HR, finance thing, marketing, and cross management based on international business. So, and I did my thesis on international branding. Lovely. Luxury international branding in the market UK and Europe, on a very famous brand Louis Vuitton and Gucci.
Lovely.
And with the help of that thesis, I started looking for jobs. Right. And I wanted to gain experience locally over there in UK, because if we come back in India, we can work here and gain experience and all those stuff. True. My aim was to build my own brand and expand it globally. Right. So I wanted to know what exactly happens and how the business actually runs in internationally. Right. So I did some research on my own on the branding side, and how they produce, manufactures, every side of the business. And with the help of that thesis, I started applying, looking for jobs. In the first 2 weeks I did not get any response, because I was applying 1 or 2 jobs a day. I didn't know how you apply for jobs and how you get jobs and stuff, because my family was never into working
Right.
I was the
Applying
one
for a job.
yeah. So and I didn't have anyone to guide because my family was always into business or like doctor and stuff. But I chose this path so that I can gain experience and exposure of how the international brand works and stuff. So later on, I used to sit in the university library. I used to go to the library at 6 in the morning, and like sometimes I was in the library for next 24 hours.
Wow.
I used to work on my research and on updating the knowledge of the local market. If I'm applying for a job, if I go to the interview, I have to speak about the brand and all those stuff. So I was preparing myself and learning about the market, because when you go to a different country, they want you to know about the local market.
Right.
Otherwise, they see you as a fresher or
someone not from there.
You're not from this country.
Yeah.
So what do you know about this country to do a business or to work in this country?
True.
So I keep updating about myself on the company, like to which I apply for, or who works, who works there, who worked there, and what they have done for the company, and the company graph and everything. So when I go to this interview, or when I speak to the head of the department or something, so that they will be like, okay, this girl knows something, so she can do this for the company. Whenever I go for the interview, I myself, based on the job description, I tell them before even they ask me, I'll tell them like, this is what your company is and I can do this for your company.
So
Before
you're well prepared already.
I can do this for your company. If you hire me, I will do this for your company and stuff. So that's how I got into Samsung, and slowly from there, and I got into Chanel luxury branding, which was my dream job. I applied in 2015. I got the job in 2017. Like, I had to wait for 2 years.
Wow.
And Samsung was not something I was looking for, but I had my engineering background, and
you were equipped.
So I was a techie with a business. So
naturally you became a perfect candidate.
I had to do a B2B and B2C for Samsung. So I used to travel to Scotland and Europe, to France and Germany, to explain about the products, whichever is like before the launch of the product, about Samsung products. And I should be able to know about the competitor products as well, Miele, Bosch,
so you had
and LG.
You had to know your stuff.
So I have
basically
to highlight the features of our product and compared to other products, and I have to explain the techie side and do business. So this was my expertise. So slowly I built my career.
Right, and from there you moved back to India. How was that journey?
So when I left India, my aim was not to come back, but then I got married in India, and then I thought, okay, why not? Place doesn't matter to be an entrepreneur. So I won a student entrepreneurship, a business proposal award in UK as well.
Oh, lovely! Congratulations.
Thank you very much, and I can still go back and start the business over there.
Lovely.
Because my business proposal was already accepted, so I apply again, and then I can continue.
I think it's a big honor for a woman from a foreign country to go to a new place and have your business idea being funded by the locals there, right? I think it's a huge honor for
I really
all
worked
women.
hard for it.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And so you came back and you began your journey here.
Yeah, I came back and I was thinking, it took a while for me to settle down, because I was not in this market for a while. So everything has changed completely. When I left the country, it was completely different from what it is. So when I came back, and in 2 months I was about to get married. I came back, and then I went to Dubai. I moved to Dubai to work again, to explore that market. And then I came back again, and then I got married. So it was only 2 months before I got married. So when I got married, after I got married, I was thinking what to do. Do I have to go work somewhere and explore the market first and get the exposure of how really business works here, or do I have to really jump straight to the business?
Right. And which one did you choose?
Because that will be little bit risky. Then I chose like I always wanted to be a young entrepreneur. So before I hit 30, I wanted to be a like young entrepreneur.
So you just dove right in.
Yeah, whatever it is, I trust my instincts and I'm very impulsive. I do what I feel because at the end of the day, that's what you wanted to do, and don't regret for what you felt like doing.
Right.
Even if you regret, at the end of the day, that's what you wanted to do, right? So straight to
I think it's a lovely life lesson right there.
Yeah.
You choose what you want to do, you stick by it.
Yeah.
If you succeed or you fail, but it was your decision.
If you fail, you learn a lesson. That's it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then after your dive, what happened? That is when.
So now I'm here with Gulam's Biryani. I'm the director of Gulam's Biryani. So when we started it, we actually, when I came back here, being a South Indian, wherever I travel and wherever I go, I always crave for biryani. I don't crave for any other food like I crave for biryani. So when I came back, wherever I go, when I land, I tell my mom to get biryani and come to the airport.
Wow.
I'll eat on the way. So I'm a big foodie.
Clearly,
basically.
I mean, yeah.
Foodie. So in that way, when I came back recently for the wedding, I didn't really get that biryani thing. I was not satisfied basically.
So before you started Gulam's Biryani,
Yeah.
I'm sure you must have tried all or a lot of biryani
I did.
in the city
Yeah,
at least.
I did Swiggy. I did Swiggy every night, all night.
So that was your
every day.
research.
Yeah, lunch, dinner was biryani.
And how was it?
I didn't really. I was like looking for that restaurant, which is like which will be my favorite, so that I can straight away go to that restaurant.
Right.
So I was never satisfied, and then I thought like okay, there are for example for coffee you have Cafe Coffee Day here and Starbucks, expertise in coffee.
So on the
You go-
product, yeah.
based focused on a product.
Right.
So if you see in foreign countries, you have a lot of burritos. You have a burrito.
A chain just for
chain.
burrito,
Yeah.
yeah.
And for burgers, separate chain. And be it anything, Italian paella or anything, they have a separate expertise or separate chain of outlets.
Right.
Even for pastry, even for a macaroon, they have.
The
Then why not for
exclusive,
biryani? Being a South Indian, and there's no person who can say no to biryani.
And yeah, I think the
right?
word biryani by
Yeah.
itself brings a big smile to
Yeah.
all our
Everyone,
faces.
yeah.
I mean, it is a delicacy. Like you
Yeah.
said, it is a wonderful delicacy that no one can say no to, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
food was never my plan to to start a business. But then if I'm in South India and this is something which is in demand, I want to bring that to our people, to our Chennai people. So with the aim of starting 100 outlets across Chennai,
Wow.
we started this chain of restaurants, takeaway outlets. In December. So we did some research and background work for like 2-3 months, and then we started this.
And this was in December 2019.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We wanted to expertise purely only in biryani.
Okay.
So that's the reason we are not even having any grilled chicken or anything.
So what are
apart
the
from-
dishes that you offer?
It's only 2 dish. It's just biryani, chicken and mutton.
That's
it.
all?
Yeah. Along with it, you get some sides like brinjal curry, raita, and bread halwa.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But exclusively
Yeah.
100% biryani, authentic biryani. Oh, lovely. So, Gulam's Biryani. Let's get into the name. Why Gulam? Or what does Gulam mean?
Actually, that's my father-in-law's name.
Right.
He was into catering before when in his younger days. So now he is like almost 60 plus, and he's into construction business now. He was into catering business, and he did his catering studies here in Chennai and also in France. And he worked here in Taj and different hotels. But then he was into catering industry for a while, and then he shifted.
Right.
So it was also his dream to have a chain of food brand of his own.
Lovely.
So we were like deciding on different names, unique names, but then I ended up saying like, okay, let's have it in the remembrance of him.
Lovely.
So yeah, Gulams is his name. We finalized this name in the remembrance of him.
I think it's a lovely way to keep up the tradition of the family and represent who you truly are.
Yeah.
Right. So you are a young budding entrepreneur, and like you said from your story, I see that you've traveled all over almost the world. You have various kinds of experiences, and from what I've heard, you come from a business family and you've married into a business family. But then your journey when you were traveling must have been very, very difficult. Like, you were independent, you were in a new country by yourself, supporting yourself. So how was that, being a woman and trying to be independent, and you've moved out of your comfort zone, obviously. So how was that experience?
So when I like, since childhood, I never want to be called as, like, I never want to be identified as my what my parents are doing, or what my mom is, or, like, what my husband is, and all those. And I think my mom is the one who has nurtured me that way.
Okay.
Because since childhood, she always used to tell me, you have to be financially independent. And even my granny was a single mom, and she was a teacher actually, and professor. And she brought my mom, and, like, she had some 6 kids. Each one is, like, settled in a better way, like doctor and aeronautical engineer and stuff. So they are all inspiration to me. Like, I live with them, and that's the way they have nurtured me too. I should do something for my own identity. I don't want to be identified as, like, it's
a part of
his daughter, it's her daughter and stuff. And even now, I don't want to be identified as she is their daughter-in-law, or she is his wife and stuff.
Right.
I want to be I want to basically have an identity of my own.
Yeah, I think this is allowing yourself to be challenged, to be working under another company in a new land, to be alone, I would say, first in a foreign country. Starting from there, I think you've really stood for yourself, and you've built your own identity. I think it's not an easy task at all, which I think many women are struggling to do these days. And you've had, I think, 2 strong inspirational figures in your life, your mother and your grandmother. So could you tell more about your support system, or your biggest inspiration in life, probably?
My biggest inspiration was always my mom.
Okay.
So whenever I feel down or upset or something, I give a call to her. We are, like, more like friends. I don't hide anything to her. I always share things, be it at 1 o'clock in the night or 2 or early morning. Whenever I just call her, and she is so when I go to her, since childhood, I think parents should be this way. Like, whenever your kids come to you, they listen to you. That's the only thing, right? And I think she has nurtured me that way to have a view in my life in a way that, I can be independent. I don't have to be really dependent. She has nurtured me in a way that I don't have to be dependent even on her.
Lovely. So if you could name out a few of the values or morals that your mother has instilled in you, that you think all the women out there should have, what are they?
So basically, believe in yourself. People might have a lot of opinions on what you have to do, what you shouldn't be doing. And also, my family background is, like, a bit traditional too. So when my mom wanted me to send me abroad for masters, there were, like, a lot of people from my dad's side, and they were like, you should get her married and then send her to studies, or like, just get her married. What is the necessary for her to be alone and, like, struggle and those stuff. And I was my mom had taught me that I should do what I like, how I wanted to create my path. So she taught me this, and if she suddenly tells me you shouldn't follow your dreams or path, it's not acceptable, right?
Right.
So she stood against the family, and she made me. She told me, you should follow your path no matter what. I won't be there.
Right.
Like, in future, you should be the one who takes care of yourself, and you should be independent.
Lovely.
You shouldn't be dependent.
Lovely.
Even when I'm not around.
Wow, I think that is a huge value to have
Yeah.
for any woman, especially because you brought it up, because that's what people say. Once you get married, you can marry and settle down.
Yeah.
I think to challenge that
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
family like this, I think it's great. So after a very interesting journey of yours in the UK, Dubai la mudichittu India ku vandadhukku appuram, you started your own venture, like you said, Ghulam's Biryani. So biryani அப்படிங்கிற டிஷ் நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்க யூ வாண்டட் டு ஹேவ் பிரியாணி அப்படின்னு, பட் வை பிரியாணி அகேன் அப்படின்னு ஆஸ் அ ஃபேமிலி பிஸ்னஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நினச்சிங்களா, ஆர் வை வாஸ் இட் த டிஷ் பிரியாணி அண்ட் ஒன்லி பிரியாணி தட் டூ?
As I mentioned earlier, as I told you, wherever I travel, when I come back, I tell my mom to get biryani to the airport, straight away to the airport.
Right.
So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது, being a South Indian, I always crave for biryani. I crave for biryani, I don't crave for any other food the way I crave for biryani. So when I came back here after the journey, it was just like a normal craving for me. So I regularly ordered biryani, I was not satisfied. I was regularly ordering biryani for a period of 10 days. I was eating biryani lunch, dinner, breakfast sometimes, and I wasn't satisfied with the taste. And then I was like, okay, we have to do something about it, or somehow find a restaurant which is which
serves good quality.
Good quality biryani. And I wasn't able to find, or I wasn't satisfied. And then I later on I actually shifted here to get married, and then I got married. And then as a tradition, we are used to making biryani for hundreds of years. So then I thought okay, why not us? Why don't we start a biryani outlet kind of thing?
And especially I think weddings அப்படினு சொன்னாங்களே, உங்க ஃபேமிலி வெட்டிங்ஸ்லாம் நடக்கறப்பே the first thing that people ask is எப்ப பிரியாணி எப்ப கொடுக்க போற அப்படினு.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So and also that was also a motivating factor.
Right.
When people who came to our wedding was talking about biryani more than our wedding.
Wow.
So and even I liked the biryani that day. So my cravings were finally satisfied that day.
Right.
So I was like, okay. But when I went to that person who made the biryani, he wasn't having a restaurant, or he doesn't own a restaurant or something for me to get regular biryani.
Right.
So he was into catering or something. So having that in mind, and then when you have a separate outlet for coffee and tea outlet, and why not have a biryani outlet purely, or expertise in biryani? So that's why we have only 2 dishes, and keeping that in mind, we started a chain of takeaway outlets. Not even dine-in, just a takeaway outlets. Keeping takeaway in mind, we did packaging that way, where packaging with biryani and raita and brinjal curry and bread halwa in the same
container.
Box. Yeah,
Okay.
same
Lovely.
container.
Lovely. So Ghulam's Biryani,
Yeah.
your 2 exclusive dishes. You started it because you realized there wasn't good enough biryanis around us. So what do you think is your USP, or why is Ghulam's Biryani different or unique?
We use premium ingredients. So when we tasted the biryani, from other outlets, we weren't really satisfied. Maybe because of it's all the same ingredients, but maybe the quality of the ingredients and the meat quality and all those stuff. So we don't want to sacrifice, or we didn't sacrifice on the meat part, or from
The
mint,
spices or
any spice. We wanted everything of best quality. So we used all premium ingredients from onion to even clove. Everything comes from a premium based brand.
So ingredients ஒரு பக்கம் இருக்கலாம். Yes, the best ingredients, even if you give me the best ingredients, it doesn't mean that I'm going to give you the best biryani.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there is an extra work there,
Yeah.
where the person making it, or the recipe, adula kuda I'm sure there is something that is very unique about your biryanis, right?
Yeah, it depends on the person who makes it as well.
Of course.
And I am glad that we found such a person who really cooks brings out that taste we were dreaming of. Yeah.
So I think it's all the love and the passion for food from you and from the cook that is giving you this wonderful dish. For
We can tell him, like, he knows other dishes as well, but we can tell him to focus on other dishes and have other dishes in our restaurants as well. But we purely want to be an expertise in biryani. So when people come to Chennai and ask for biryani, we want people to say it's Gulam's biryani is the best biryani.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. So from your international experience, I've understood that you were also very inspired by marketing and branding. So how did you use that experience into promoting this very local dish that everyone knows? அதை வந்து புதுசா திருப்பி பிராண்ட் பண்ணி மார்க்கெட் பண்றது அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு what was your idea?
I took the inspiration from coffee shops. So you're talking about biryani, which is the main meal, and branding and marketing that isn't a big deal compared to a coffee bean. People market the coffee bean and tea leaves. Like, it's just a green tea, green tea leaf. It's just a leaf.
Dry
and
leaves,
it depends on how you portray that to the market, right? So in that way, it's just a leaf. It doesn't have any taste, right? So it's how you bring out the goodness in the leaf, and how you portray or how you present it to the market. So in that way, biryani is nothing. Biryani is more easier to market or brand, and it has all the spices and ingredients which is good for health, and it's very tasty as well, and meat is protein too. So yeah.
Lovely.
And we don't use any preservatives or asafoetida and stuff in our biryani, and our aim is to always maintain premium quality and fresh ingredients.
Lovely. So right from creating the biryani to packaging, I think you've make sure every step is personalized and customized.
Yeah.
And it comes from a lot of passion. So ellarum solra mari biryani is truly an emotion that way, and I think you've taken the essence of that and you've wonderfully marketed it. If before we wrap up, if you could be one person for a day, who would it be?
It would be Anna Wintour.
Okay, who is that?
She's not a business person, but Anna Wintour is an editor-in-chief in Vogue, and I really admire her for her work, because she started her career as an editor-in-chief in Vogue at the age of 28 or 30, and till now she is the irreplaceable lady, and that too in the best city in the whole world, between New York. She is the editor-in-chief in both New York and UK.
Wow.
So she juggles between both the country and both the cities, and I really admire her, and I want to be if it's one person, I really want to be in her place and see how it feels, and what all she does.
Wow.
To be
I'm sure you'll have a lot to see and learn. And so after talking to you, I think it's very clear that you're a truly passionate person. You're also hardworking, very strong, and your passion in food shows as a product that is Gulam's biryani and your dishes that you give. And also I think fashion shows because you look wonderful yourself.
Thank you.
So if you have a message that you would like to give for the young women today who are looking to become business women, what would it be?
I would say believe in yourself, and do what feels right for yourself. Yeah, people might say this might work for you, this might not work for you. People will have different opinions, be it like your mom or anyone who cares for you, or they'll have their own opinion. But if it feels right for you, and if you think you can do it, and you should just commit yourself towards it, and you should be committed towards it, and should do all the hard work and be consistent in it. And one more main thing is be your own self. You don't have to really impress anyone in this world.
That's
and at the end of the day, it's your own peace, and you need to be happy. At the end of the day, if you are happy, then people around you are happy. So whatever feels right for you, or whatever feels good for you, or whatever you think is the right career, or be it career or anything, or be it your own value, keep it like, it should be your own. In that way you will succeed, as well as I think that should be the biggest strength of a woman.
Lovely, lovely. It was great talking to you, and I think many of your ideas have actually come true today. For instance, Gulam's Biryani la you only have takeaway அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்க. So I think despite this COVID situation, a lot of hotels are not able to do dine-in, but I'm sure given your hotel, its quality and the packaging that you maintain, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be thankful that you offer one of the premium dishes in such a safe way. So great job. Thank you so much for sharing your inspiring story with us. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.